Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot back again with a brand new movie review, and this is a big one because this is one of my favorite directors working in Hollywood. I'm talking about the new James Wan rated R horror film by the name of Malignant, which I just got done watching on HBO Max, and I'm really excited to let you all know if it's worth checking out, all in this spoiler-free review. Before we break it all down, do me a favor and check me out on all my other social media accounts. If you all are new to the channel, well, welcome to the community. Consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. That way you all can get the alert for when I drop new content. If you all enjoyed this spoiler-free movie review, well, make sure to like and share this movie review. It helps out the channel a lot, but I also appreciate the support. And in those comments, the marketing of this film has been really weird, as well as the embargo and the screener opportunities, but let me know if you all were excited for it, if you're a James Wan fan, but more importantly, once you've seen Malignant, what did you think about it? Let's talk about the characters, the campiness, the horror, the kills, and all that stuff in between. Let's talk about some of your criticisms and if ultimately did this film work for you. And also let me know your favorite, if you're a James Wan fan, what is your favorite James Wan film? Let's talk about it in the comment section. So again, I talked about it up top. I am a James Wan fan. I've seen all of his films, and I don't know why it just hit me after seeing this film, but I just never looked at the comparison between James Wan's career and Sam Raimi's career, especially with this film. And I'm just going to say it right now, especially knowing James Wan's sensibilities as a director. The camp is out, ladies and gentlemen. Get prepared to go to the camping site, because this is a very campy horror film that I know will work for some people, not work for others, but I find myself kind of in between. And we're going to break it all down here, starting off my positives, and I want to start with the man himself, and that is James Wan. And I've always felt this way, but so much so in this film, he is such a masterful filmmaker when it comes to just, again, I compare him to Sam Raimi. I don't know why it just dawned on me when I was watching this film today, but just the way he sets up his action, builds tension, and the way he uses the camera angles, very Sam Raimi-ish in regards to kind of the quick turns and the score, how it kind of pops in to, again, the way James Wan crafts his horror scenes are almost very similar to like an action set piece. Like, you can just feel the tension, you can feel the score, you can just feel the aura, the atmosphere, and the way he sets it up. I'm just so impressed by him. And I think with this film, to me, this kind of brings me to the Conjuring type of vibes in regards to how he builds certain aspects and how he unfolds the story. But then the way he crafts the horror, to me, and I'll just say this more in my criticism a little bit later, I was never like afraid. I'm very desensitized towards horror films, so I didn't really find it that scary for my personal taste, but I found it very thrilling, and I was just like on the edge of my seat, because again, it feels like an action horror film, which I don't really know if I'm describing that right, but it's just the way James Wan puts the pieces together. It's just so masterful, and I'm just so impressed by him. And it's just, again, it's so much that he does in horror genres and action, and again, the campiness. I can't stress it enough, guys. Again, I know it's not 70s, 80s, campy nature horror films isn't for everyone. Again, Sam Raimi, if you look at his filmography, it's a fine line to kind of play into that genre. I think he did a good job in doing so. But let's transition into who I think is the only good actor in this film, and that is Annabelle Wallis, who we've seen her in the Annabelle film. She's been in The Mummy. She's been in some other films before, and she's okay to me, but I really was impressed by her in this film. In particularly, there's I won't go into spoilers obviously, but there's something that she's kind of given in regards to a physical performance I thought she really sold me on, and just her journey of the mysterious side of Gabriel, which is funny enough, Gabriel, if I'm not mistaken, for those that read the Bible, I believe that Gabriel is the name of the devil, which they call this creature the devil in this film. But just seeing the revelations that her character goes through, Maddie, in this film, which shout out to McKenna Grace, who I didn't know was in this movie. I think she's one of the best actors under the age of 15, but she's in the movie playing a younger version of her. But again, Annabelle Wallis did a really good job of selling me, and the fact that she is a person that has this tragic past, and when she finds out certain things, she just made it very believable. And again, I thought that her physical performance was really top notch. So she's the only actor, and also McKenna Grace, I thought really brought their A game. And then just transition to me being a horror fan, and this being a rated R horror film, ladies and gentlemen. There's no panning the camera, no disrespect to a film that I recently saw in Candyman where they didn't show the gore, and it was intentional that they didn't really dive into that aspect. But this is not that film. James Wan is showing you everything. This is a very brutal, gruesome, rated R horror film. It's not like obscure. There's no sex scenes. There's no swear words here and there. It's just the brutality in which Gabriel kills these victims, and it's so way he kills these people, or I should say it kills these people, is very vengeful. It's very, there's a purpose to the reasons why Gabriel is putting all this brutality and what he's doing to these people. It's a story behind it that I don't want to give away in this review, obviously. And just speaking on one more positive thing, there's a huge twist in this film, ladies and gentlemen, that I, again, will not spoil for you all, but the twist I didn't see coming. And I always pride myself on like, oh, I kind of know where this is going and this, but I did not. I thought it was going a certain path, and I thought the film tricks you in a way, in a good way. You're led to believe that it's playing within the supernatural elements, and then things kind of reveal itself. And I'll just say this. The third act in this movie is absolutely bonkers. It gets crazy. It gets wild. There is a sequence that takes place in a jail, and that sequence had me jaw on the ground, as well as still fitting the pieces in my brain back up from that reveal, that twist that goes on in the film. So I do applaud that aspect. The third act to me is the best part of the film. So transitioning into my criticisms, guys, like I said, I enjoy a good campy horror film, and I think James Wan, and then you can look at all his other previous works. You can look at something like Death Sentence, Dead Silence, even to James Wan in the superhero realm with Aquaman, super cheesy, right? And Fast and Furious 7, he plays in the cheesy realm. Again, my same Raimi comparisons come in, but I think he does a good job of bringing that. But I think as an actor and actresses, there is a talent in bringing the cheesiness and not making it feel like bad. And that's where my biggest criticism comes in. Besides, as I mentioned, Annabella and McKenna Grace, all the other actors in this film, and I do not mean to be disrespectful when I say this, I don't even know if they're really like actors. The first half of this film is meant to be, I don't want to say bad, but it's meant to be kind of, again, cheesy, very corny, very campy. But the actors, I'm looking at Manny's sister, I'm referring to Manny's boyfriend, I'm referring to her mom and the police officers, and everyone involved besides our main character, to me wasn't believable. Again, I know what they were trying to do, but it takes a talent to play within those confines of campiness, and none of the actors besides our main character wasn't working for me at all. And then that first half was like kind of rough to get through. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like I said, for me personally, it's in the second and especially in third act where I was just like, I'm taking it all in. At that point in the film, you're like, these characters are just gonna be who they are, ridiculous. I'm not gonna enjoy them, but I'm enjoying the narrative, and I'm enjoying the kills, and I'm enjoying all the stuff that James Wan is doing. But the acting and the campiness and the actors and their performance really was not a fan of that at all. And then also too, just kind of speaking to staying kind of within that campiness, the story is I don't want to say convoluted, but the story, some of the things didn't make that much sense to me in regards to just the logic of when you do kind of see, oh, that makes sense why certain things happen the way they did. But I'm just like, what? How did they accomplish that? And obviously I don't want to spoil it, but there are some plot holes in my personal opinion, and let's just say when it comes to potentiality of other stories to be told within this world, they do leave the door open for that. And I don't know if I want that, because James Wan doesn't tend to come back to, he'll do 2 films, but he won't do a third. So I don't know if I want a franchise out of this. But yeah, I'll just say the first and second half the second half gets better, the first half is at its weakest point, and the third act is at its best point. So the film, it was a roller coaster. It's at points in this movie, I'm like, this is trash. At points in this movie, I'm like, this is incredible. And it's just a roller coaster of just emotions for me in this film. So before I give you all my overall score, and if it's worth checking out on HBO Max or in theaters, make sure if you haven't already to like the video, share the video, leave your thoughts in the comments, your favorite kill, your thoughts on the story, your thoughts on that twist. And if you're going to talk about the twist in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you put spoilers so no one can be spoiled by the big twist of the film. But let's talk about it in the comment section. But overall, Malignant shows to me, yes, again, that James Wan is a masterful filmmaker. He knows how to build tension. attention. He knows how to tell an interesting story. I did not see that twist coming. I do applaud the performances by Annabelle Wallis, and even though it was a small role, I do want to highlight the performance by McKenna Grace. She's always fantastic. So James Wan's direction, 2 solid performances. Also, the look of Gabriel was pretty badass, and those kills were pretty violent. But outside of those things, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say, those secondary characters really didn't work for me. They were just not the best actors. And I mentioned how this film reminded me of The Conjuring. The thing that this film was missing that I get from almost every James Wan film is this film didn't have heart. I felt bad for Maddie, but I just didn't feel that emotional resonance for the characters as I do the Warrens or other families within the first 2 Conjuring universes. So with all of that being said, I'm going to give Malignant a 3 out of 5. And I would say give it a watch, whether it's at home on HBO Max or in the theaters. I'm telling you all, the twist is insane. You won't see it coming, and that third act is bonkers, but I will say it is extremely campy. You've been warned. So that's my thoughts on Malignant. I appreciate you all watching this review. If you haven't already, make sure to like the video, share the video, leave your thoughts in the comments. If you want to talk about the twist, make sure you put spoilers in the comments, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hope you all are staying safe. Hope you enjoyed this review. We'll see you on the next video.